Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to some MTGA. We're just gonna be doing some games for fun here, so it's just some Mono-Blue Ensoul artifact that I brewed up for Explorer. And this deck either wins in spectacular fashion or loses in the most boring way possible, which is to say, gets controlled. And we're starting off pretty good. We're starting off on the play, and we're okay. This is great. This is an amazing start. We have a ginger brute. We have a black staff. This is pretty much ideal. Start off on the ginger brute and smack her for one. See what we're up against. And yes, okay, red. That's interesting. And we have fun things like Heart of Kiran with no planeswalkers in the deck because vehicles are fun with Black Staff and Soul Artifact because vehicles. We're just gonna go to combat. We are going to smack them here. They're red. They could have like a shock effect, but I doubt it. They're not blue, but we should still play Black Staff first. So, yeah. So what I was saying is about vehicles. They all their text is still on there. Like these effects which transform these creatures do not take away the text that is on them. So, but we are just gonna go for make the bird fly, or not fly. It already flies. Make the bird into a 4/4. Opponent says no. Opponent says voltage surge. Okay. Failure to launch on that one. Voltage surge. Intriguing. Ornithopter. They have an opt or a consider here. Based on the fact that they haven't done anything. Okay. Or cycle sensor. And is it control deck that's artifacts based? Are they trying to do the same thing we are? No, there's no way, right? There's no way they're trying to do the same thing I am. This has to be Prismari Command here. Which is absolutely brutal, but do nothing. Yeah, we'll untap it. Yeah, without us not drawing a fourth island, we're just going to run that out. We are going to fire this off on Ornithopter. They're just bluffing whatever they've got. No, this has to be Prismari Command. Like, unless they've never seen Blackstaff before. No, there's Prismari Command. Okay. We are going to slip out the back card Ornithopter, which is a little strange looking because it's an Ornithopter and not a ginger brute, but that's still a pretty hefty blowout, right? This opponent has been like super like lined up perfectly for us, which is crazy. If you're gonna do something, do it now. Hit you for 5. Please? Yes. Good. And then we'll just run out this Heart of Charon. Is it creativity? A deck that's not quite good enough for ladder. For high level ladder, I should say. Okay. Prismari command. Destroys the Black Staff and deals 2 damage to the Network Disruptor, or destroys the Ornithopter and deals 2 damage to the Network Disruptor. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's why. So, our opponent has been just fully loaded against us. This is one of the most miserable games to play, is against control, and we're in like casual queues right now, and that's full-fledged like Izzet creativity, which is just barely not good enough to high level ladder, right? Like, it's definitely good enough for ladder. If you're not pushing for the top, it's definitely good enough to ladder you up through at least plat. If not higher. Granted, I don't think it's the right build of creativity. I think you should not be trying to jump through hoops to play, or to make a bunch of 5/6s. Just play Agent of Treachery. It's better than the stupid Torrential Gear Hulk. It's just better than Gear Hulk. So I don't know what, you're jumping through hoops to drop Sublime Epiphany in your graveyard and then drop the other card in your graveyard. We are gonna mulligan this. We'll keep this. Put back Steel Overseer. It's not good without more than one like artifact creature, so this is. So we go Island, Prototype. Ornithopter. I probably shouldn't have played the Ornithopter there. Whatever. Our opponent has Shock. There's an island. Omen Keel. Playing around potential sensors here. Just playing a vehicle. Like, we could try and jam in Soul Artifact, but they clearly have something here. Whether or not that's just an opt or what have you, maybe. But if it's not, if it's something more dangerous than that, like a shock effect, or do we need a third land? No. pass the turn. Now we get to see what they have. If it was in the if that was the indestructible land, I would have been all for it. Yeah, Magma Opus. Yeah, which like yes, you can dump a Magma Opus on turn 2 and then turn 3 you're set up to like. But even then you're not. It's turn 4 before you can creativity still. Yes, sir. Moonsnare prototype is Springleaf Drum, but only colorless mana and only for and taps artifacts. So, yeah, there we go. Okay. That's such a terrible like. Yeah, we'll just ensoul this ornithopter. Bang. Hopefully they don't have another Prismari command. Well, actually, they would have to have a treasure, a land too. So. Man, it's late. I can't get my head together. I want to play an island to play around potential. No, not like that, you dumb game. I'll make a 5/5. Land creature that is indestructible. Artifact land creature, yeah. This thing. Swing for 10. And this is what I meant when I said this deck either wins spectacularly or... And we played around the sensor that they had in hand. Would you look at that? Granted, we were throwing it on a Darksteel Citadel, so we're always playing around sensor, but we don't miss out on the 5 damage. Oh, look. The shock land if it's never... Ooh. Yeah, that's just rough. Good game, sir. Yeah, and they were totally set up. Like, that was just a really... I would say that was a bad matchup for us, because they have counter spells, they have the Torrential Gearhulk creativity plan. They weren't, like, leaning into creativity. They might not even have creativity, honestly. They might just be, like, eschewing creativity for just this Izzet control plan. Which is, like... I still think creativity is better. I think creativity where you go for the Agent of Treacheries and just, like, steal your opponent's stuff is better, but... I guess if you are just looking to Magma Opus, then yeah, you could just Magma Opus play Izzet control. I don't think it's the best build of Izzet. This is definitely not the best build of Izzet. Just FYI, don't run these. These are bad, very bad. So, yeah, we'll see. It's our game. We won with a deck with no sideboard. Just give you a quick peek at what the deck looks like. And this is just something I threw together, so it's not like a final list or anything, but yeah, this is basically it. I don't have a bunch of Hearticurons. You'd probably want to run a couple more than this. The Omen Keel's like kind of cute, but you'd probably drop the Omen Keels, go to a full 4 Hearticurons if you were gonna really like try and build this deck remotely competitively. Maybe you'd keep a couple of couple of Omen Keels. But yeah. And then we have 15 islands, an Otawara, 4 citadels, and a treasure vault. The treasure vault's just an artifact land. I don't know that it's any good. We never drew it. I've never drawn it, and I guess it's just another artifact that you can ensoul or fire up with Blackstaff. And honestly, the card that makes this deck work now above anything else, well, is Ensoul Artifact, because having an extra set of Blackstaffs that you can actually just have on the battlefield at the same time is great. And then Darksteel Citadel is amazing for this deck as well. Like this is kind of what makes this deck tick. Citadel and Soul. Yeah, but that's the deck. It's very simple. It's evasive 0 and 1 drops. We have Network Disruptor and Silver Raven. Silver Raven, really nice, helps us dig to Ensoul and Blackstaff. Network Disruptor can help you play around opponents' disruption, like counter spells and what have you, to a certain extent. Not entirely, because if you really want to get that damage in on the turn of Network Disruptor, you're gonna have to play into whatever they have. Sometimes you'll catch people not paying attention, they'll just let it resolve, not thinking about, I should float mana there, but yeah. And then Slip Out the Back's actually very nice as well. Just giving you a little bit of protection that preserves your Ensoul as well. Like you can, if they target the Ensoul on something, you can Slip Out the Back and maintain that Ensoul with phasing, which is nice, So yeah, it's a very, very straightforward linear deck. Like, that's what it is. So I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, see you next time.